Hello. Mic check. Hopefully I sound decent. Everything's looking good. Make sure my scene switcher is working. Looking good. Okay, everything looks like it's working well. I'll go ahead and put a message for chat for the lesson bundle. No, when I'm live.
Oh, you were live?
Yeah, I just went live, so I don't think a lot of people are here yet.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say I may steal the Go board for the retreat one day, the AI Go board, because I do have a match.
Okay.
MVP. Trip.
Okay. SeansGoGroup.com/lessons. Make sure the link works. Good to go. Post and pin, and we should be good to start doing game reviews. So, if you would like a game review, it is open reviews. Just need your link. I know it's not going to be a lot of people while Bats is live. Yeah, Bats steals all the viewers when Bats goes live. Oh, there's a couple other people streaming too. That's nice. Yeah, if anyone would like a game review, I just need a link to your game. And hello, people that are joining. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Good Noodle. How is your sister Bad Noodle doing? She's still recovering. Would you like a game review? Went no contact. I'm sorry to hear. Hello, Nani Nanyo. Hello, Lesnick. It is open reviews, so if someone would like a review, all I need is a link to your game. Hello, Bugcat. Ooh, Good Noodle wins by just a second. Okay, and then I'll tab Lesnick for a second. Okay. Okay. Viewing for the kitty cat. Against a bot. This is a bot? Oh, no, yours is against a bot. Ah. That's a bot? Huh. Interesting. We shall see how it goes. But first things first. My scene switcher did work, yeah? Yeah, it did. Okay. Reviewing for white. Yep. Okay. Ooh. going pretty low. Is the bottom side the biggest, though? I don't know if the bottom's the biggest yet. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're going crazy. Why are you going crazy? Just play good moves. I don't know what you're doing. Just make a face. Don't go crazy. Go crazy is how you die. Yeah, just unnecessary exchanges. I don't know. I guess they're intimidating to your opponent. You don't need to do it, though. Normally this is bad. Normally you don't want to do it. I think just jump is okay. It's a basic move. Hanes are cuttable. Oh, that's a tricky one. Dot, 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 dot. Oh, it is one line off from working. Okay. What? Excuse you. You are the weak group. What does that show? The weakest link? Hello, Zinter. Zinnater. You are the weak group. Well, no, you're not. That was convenient. Okay. Okay. Defense. Yep. Don't get cut. Don't get cut. Don't get cut. Just sack it. There is no Panuki right here. There's a white stone. This is not a Panuki in the center. This is done. This quarter of the board is done. So just make a base. You really don't like just living, do you? Just survive. That's all you need to do. Your opponents will lose themselves. That surviving thing about it. That is a ladder. This is a ladder. This is a ladder. That is a ladder. Nets and ladders. I don't know why everyone wants to mess them up, but they're like the least favorite 20Q moves that people like doing. Okay, yeah, you're alive. So, let's go back. This is what the left side looked like, right? That's what the left side looked like. And now it looks like this. So you can see that just from the result, just to compare, that you did something wrong. Like if you were to look at this game in review and you're like, hey, I had that position and now I have nothing and I have a weak group. And I didn't get anything in the center for all of this damage. So that means you made a mistake. Why are we doing this right now? It's awesome that you know the Aji's here, but timing is a thing. It's like knowing how to pick up women, but, you know, timing's still important. Okay? Just because you have the skill in the game doesn't mean you can do it whenever you want. Defense, yeah, defense. Dot, 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 dot. Hello, Rubicon. Wait, hold. Why are we back here? Whoa, what is this move? Okay, if you are playing this because you think you're not alive, why on earth did you Tanuki it for this many moves? Gotta think about this, okay? And if you Tanukied it because you thought you were alive because you know you're alive, then why are you playing it now? It's either alive or it's not alive. There is no in between. Probably. Sheer confusion. All right. Oh, you had an idea. That's the problem. Okay. I think you were looking at making sure that you could do something down here, but you didn't want this to become a false eye. So you wanted to make sure that you had an eye here. Maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to just justify the move, but it's still not correct. it's not good. Okay. Okay, so that's... You destroyed that, but you lost this. And somehow you got this. This is all kinds of odd. Okay, so black lost the corner in exchange for nothing. 2 stones. And then white destroys a little bit of the bottom in exchange for 2 stones, which is quite a bit bigger than 2 stones. So what your issue is you keep having ideas. You keep trying to do stuff. Instead, you need to have global thinking. You need to think, where's the big stuff? And then get creative in that area. Yeah, no more thinking. If you think, you lose. Creativity is good, but if you're using it at an irrelevant spot of the board, it doesn't matter. Global thinking and timing is much more important than creativity and reading. The H7. Yeah, that's why black fixed. Black immediately fixed. So take your grenades of tactics and throw them at the important places. Not in the closet. The closet is not a great place for your grenades. You got to throw them where they matter, which is the battlefield. If you're not on the battlefield, you don't need to be using grenades. So direction of play. Get to the big stuff, then apply the cool stuff. I think that's going to be the big advice here. Cutting points. Cutting points. If you have one cuttable shape, be very cautious about going into a second cuttable shape. Hane is cuttable. Night Swiss are cuttable. 1 + 1 equals maybe 2. Much. Maybe too much. I do like that you're building the right. I think I would do it here, though. This feels safer. Because there's not really a giant center to worry about, right? So just cash out. That is overplay. That one just can be cut, I believe. Wait. No, it cannot. Neat. Wait, yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. This doesn't matter. That stone doesn't matter. I don't know. Didn't do something else. I don't know if that one so matters, but okay. I understand the plan. Sente is more important, though. Sente is more important. We use Clever to gain Sente, not to play Gote. Well, that actually went worse than I was thinking it would. You know, I keep assuming variations. I need to stop assuming that something's going to happen. I've been developing a bad habit from to just glance read some, and it's twofold. One is because I'm reviewing games so much that I'm just like, what is my instinct, rather than actually reading it out. And two, with Samego Dragon, I'm constantly uploading and looking at problems, so I'm just instant solving a lot of them because a lot of them are easy. But then you get to the ones where I shouldn't be instant solving, and then I immediately don't solve it. I try to solve it, but then I immediately fail. So I've got to fix this bad habit that I'm developing. This one looks big. Even if there is an answer, what I've told people in the past is even when you know what the Go problem answer is, don't just instant solve it. Visualize, then solve. Visualize, then solve. Visualize, then solve. Because you're not just learning the pattern, but you're also developing the habit of visualizing the answer before it happens. Because if you visualize the answer in a game, you are more likely to see any issues that might arise in 3 moves, because it's not a textbook problem. It is a IRL Gobon something problem. So it's not always as clean. So when you visualize the answer, it becomes a lot more likely to see stuff, recognize shapes or whatever. So when you solve a Go problem, you can develop this habit by simply saying, I visualize the answer for 1 second, then I'll play it out the next second, right? Just that habit of taking that extra breath to visualize the answer just really makes a difference in the long run. No, this one's better. This one's better. Because you want to keep the eye, otherwise you might get squeezed. This one keeps an eye too, but like this one's worth more. Yeah, and also there's now a Tsuji to kill it. Yeah, that's why you have to make an effort to do it. Everything worthwhile is things that you have to put in the effort to do. If it was just like super simple and it required no effort, I don't know if anyone would be interested. Humans require suffering. If they had a utopia, then we would get incredibly depressed. Which is very interesting, but we require struggling in our lives. Now, too much struggling is not good, but no struggling is worse, surprisingly. Yeah. Okay, I think that's going to be the main points of this game, is the global thinking. Yeah, and hopefully you find that helpful. No, we do have more people. Shout out to the lesson bundle. It is pinned up top. I am seeking more students to raise funds for the Midwest Open at the first week of January. I think I need to sell 3 or 4 bundles.
Review started.
I would like to sell 4 just to, have plenty. Like I'm not going to stress it while I'm there, right? I get the hotel room. We're comfortable. We got the gas money. We got the food money, and then maybe I have a little bit extra. So I'd like to sell 4 bundles. That is my hope in the next month. And also, for those who watch my stream regularly, I will be leaving Wednesday, so I will not be streaming from Wednesday to Wednesday because we are going on a Go retreat to play Go with like 20 people in an Airbnb for a week. It's going to be fantastic. If you think you're nerdy, wait until you get with 20 other nerds. I like this. Good basics so far. Ooh, Tiger's Mouth. Very good for you. Very, very good for you. Nope. You are now in the queue. Which is next? Who will now be next? This Tiger's Mouth makes this very good for this section of the board. Because now it's really strong. It's got an eye right here and an eye right here. It's very difficult to take those eyes away. So that means in this area, you will have a very strong fight in the future. Not now, but in the future. So the Tiger's Mouth is very good. This is why we try to avoid giving our opponents the Tiger's Mouth if possible. Approach from 1 space away, not 2. Also, you want to be on the left, not the bottom. A good rule of thumb is if there is a stone between the corner moves, which there is 1, then that is middle game, not opening. Right now, between these 2 white stones, there's nothing. Therefore, it's an empty side. So there's 1 more side before the middle game. I mean, you guys are just like teaching all kinds of poisons and stuff. Don't play Knight's moves. Knight's moves are for surrounding, not for defense. So here you are next to a white stone with no friends. You need a base. Typically that is a 1 space, 1 stone jumps 2, so a 2 space jump. However, since you're on the 3rd line right here, you can go 4th line and develop because you have support. Okay, and connections are better, unless you need the eyes. Tiger's Mouths have to do 2 things. If they don't do a second thing, it's not good. Tiger's Mouths are 2 purpose, not 1 purpose. Oh yeah, I mean, I love beginners. They improve the fastest from my advice. So I love like seeing immediate like help. I give them advice and they like immediately rank up pretty much. So it's very satisfying. Yep, approach from 1 space away. Yeah, this is not a Joseki. This one, you have touched. Touch equals Nobi. That is because you need the liberties. Which dude? There's a lot of dudes. I've taught a lot of dudes. Yeah, so this one, because you only have 3 liberties are where bad things happen. It's where Tesudis are born. Yeah, basically. Nobi, because you have a cut right here, and you need that to be a ladder. Because you do have a cut, so you have 2 problems, so you need liberties. If you have a lot of problems, just start getting liberties. Fix cuts, gain liberties, start solving a lot of problems. So that's great for these 2 cuts, but then you messed up this one. So you got yourself in a lot of trouble here. And this is because you didn't Nobi. You need liberties and connections to fight well. Yeah, so here, just connect. Just fix. And now everything's slowly being fixed. Just start fixing things, and it works out a lot better. If you try to counterattack with cutting points and blah blah blahs, the blah blah blahs die. This is a cutting point, and you're playing a Knight's move, which has a cutting point. Knight's moves are for attacking and surrounding, not for defense. So bamboo joint, it's connected. Defense versus offense, very important difference. Different shapes, different purposes. Okay. Just go 3rd line. It's fine. More Go problems. More Go problems. Like on SomegaDragon.com. Whoops. Whoops. Okay. So this one is going to be Squeeze Tesujis. That is the category that you made the mistake with. Okay. Yeah, just the idea when you mess up something like this, like, you really don't want to say, crap, so mad, that sucks. Basically what I do when I get checkmated in chess. Don't do that, right? That's not healthy or good. Instead, you want to identify which shape did I mess up. And if you can do that, then you know exactly which problems to drill. So here is a squeeze the Suji. Go do like 100 squeeze problems. Yeah. It looks a lot more dramatic than it is. Because right now we have to learn this stuff. It's not like we just magically know that this exists without either dying to it a lot or drilling it on problems. Hello, Angelo. So identify what it is that you messed up and go practice it. This is what reviews are for. What mistake did I make? And then go do like 100 problems. Takes like maybe 30 minutes. And you're back in the game. Look at that. Convenient. Convenient. To stop a stone like this, you want to jump to get ahead of it. That way you can block. Jump to get ahead so you can block. Because otherwise your opponent might jumpity jump jump. I'm sorry, what do you do? Nani nanayo. Nani nanyo. Thank you for the follow. Yep. Cutting point. Cutting point. Cutting point. Liberties. Okay. I will say this you need to have down before 1919. Second line cuts are essential. Okay, you have to have those from 9x9. Hello, Benya. 9x9, you need second line cuts, and you need to be able to push and block the borders and finish the game. But second line cuts is the big thing that kills you. On 13x13, you need to know your first life and death of 3 in a row, bent 3s, so all your 3 eyes, all your 3 space eyes to make 2 eyes. 3 space, the middle to make 2 eyes. Yeah, Shygos is good. Did you guys know that I have a lecture with Shygos on my channel? There isn't an active queue, but you can send a link. I have 2 games already linked after this, though. Yeah, you want to have at least those concepts down. You want to be able to 3-3. You want to be able to make 2 eyes with a 3 space eye. You want to have second line cuts, and you want to be able to finish the game without dying everywhere. Oh, sorry, I did not see the comment. I must have missed something. I would say probably that's plenty of tips from one game. Oh, Shygos is streaming. No, he's had a YouTube channel. Did he start streaming though? Good times. Good times. We've all done it. We all had to go through it. So he's not streaming, but he is uploading again. He has uploaded videos in the past, or at least someone else has uploaded his stuff in the past. But, okay, he's doing regular stuff now. That's awesome. Looks like he's been doing it for months. 3 months ago? I know other people uploaded his lectures way back when. Okay, so this channel is 3 months old. Sweet. Subscribe. Yeah, other people have uploaded his stuff in the past. That's what I'm thinking of. Shyghost. 11 years ago. 11 years ago, people were uploading his lectures. But that's awesome. Very happy to see. He's a good teacher. 9 by 9 13 aren't really meant for ranked play. I mean, nothing is meant for ranked play if we're talking a literal sense. Like, it doesn't really matter, right? What you want is not the rank. What you want is to play people of similar level. So if you're on a 9 by 9, you don't want to play like a single digit Q on a 9 by 9. That's not going to help you very much. But you do want to play other beginners on a 9 by 9. It's very helpful. Maybe like 20 Q plus. So the rank itself does not matter. But you do want to try to play people around your level, because that's what you need to learn, is how to beat that level. What mistakes are you making against that level? If you try to play someone like 10 ranks stronger than you, they're going to know 10 things more than you at minimum. And you need to learn one thing at a time, not 10 things at a time. So that's kind of what the point is. But the ranks do not transfer over. I can lose to my wife on a 9 by 9, and we're about 20 ranks different. So it does not transfer well. Is it not auto switching? It's supposed to auto switch. Oh, because I clicked out. My bad. My bad. My bad. Okay, so next up was this one, which wait. Yeah, that last one was against the AI. That's one. Okay, so am I reviewing for black? Well, there's also different, like I talked about this in the Classy approach. There are strategies that work better for the 9 by 9 and 13 by 13 than they do for the 19 by 19. But in the Classy approach, I talk about how I don't use those because I'm trying to learn things that transfer up in sizes. I'm not trying to learn how to master 9 by 9. That's what I did in the Classy approach series. So it's not that there are not better moves, but I played stuff specifically that could transfer up, like open corners, open sides, push the border, second line cuts, rather than playing like Tengen and like in the middle on the third line. Like that's technically the better moves, but that only applies to 9 by 9. It doesn't transfer to 19 by 19. So I tried to get people at that level to play stuff that would transfer up, like open corners and open sides. And shout out to the Lesson Bundle buff if you would like me to help you understand the Classy approach. Okay. I have not heard if I'm reviewing for black, but until I hear otherwise, I'm assuming I'm reviewing for black. At this level, just make your base. It really saves you a lot of trouble, okay? Just keeping your base saves you a world of trouble. Attacking is great, but attack when everything's alive. It makes it so much easier. Nope. Fudge. Okay. So this is a little bit different with the pincer, but typically, I say just make a base until like 5Q. Bases are super helpful. Even here, I would say make a base is okay because you can just peep that. Because until 5Q, you don't really know how to fight in this center. So this stone ends up being a weak group instead of a fight shape. In my experience of reviewing games, when players play this one, I'm not including this stone yet, but when players play this Joseki instead of this Joseki, this ends up becoming a weak group that gets attacked later, most of the time. This is not always true, but in my experience, usually below 5Q, that becomes a weak group instead of a wall. Big difference. That is an opinion, though, of what I see commonly. It doesn't necessarily mean it's better. My job is to try to increase the odds of you winning the game at your level, not to teach you the perfect moves. That's pros and Yungusing. Here, just make a base is better. I like that you're not afraid to pincer. That is good. However, make sure that you're going for the open side. This side is bigger than the left side. That is because there's no stones in between. This one already has a stone. Oh, not there. I do not think you know these variations. Just because this exists doesn't mean you know how to use it. So now I'm very nervous about what your follow-up's going to be. Okay, actually, they weren't that bad. This one you want here. That way you don't have a peep. That went surprisingly well. I'm always nervous, though, when players play, like, really high-level Josekis. Because I'm like, what are the follow-ups going to be? Usually these follow-ups die. Man, holy crap. Are you studying these or something? How do you know all these Josekis? No. You're missing your attack timing. The wall here is meant to fight in this area. You now have a target. Start the fight. Take the base and then surround. Maybe this is fine. And then after they start running, you can cap. You want to use this wall to fight, though. If there's no fight, then the wall doesn't do anything. Here, you want to go as far as you can to maximize the area of control. So that way you can fight in that area. Nope, shoulder hits are like touching moves. You want to respond. It looks like your Joseki is very abnormally good, but I'm seeing a lot of mistakes past that. Like, mostly not making your base. Good. Not good. Oh. Deadish. Yeah, that dies. Whoops. Mega base. Mega base. Base to single digit Q. Don't make exchanges if you're not going to cut. If there is no cut, then don't force your opponent to fix the Aji. Just play defense, but here is alive. You actually don't need to do anything. Go attack. Attack this stone. Okay, good cut. Your opponent's made a base. Now what are you going to do? Okay. Good surround. The weakness of this large knight, though, is here. That is because boop, boop. Oh, not that. Boop, this boop, and then that boop, and then this boop. And sometimes this boop, since you have a wall. Maybe not here, though. There's lots of boops in there. You don't need to. You're alive. Keep up the attack. This is why having a base is so good. You don't have to respond to stuff. You can't be cut. So you don't have to defend. If you are alive, you don't have to respond. Therefore, you can keep attacking. That's why we attack with strong shape. But if you defend living stuff, then you're never going to have the advantage in the fight. Because you're going to respond to everything. Yeah, so the shape point for the large knight is here. This does not take the base. White already has a base now. I would say it's probably okay. Technically, there's a vital point here. But you don't want to lose Sente in the fight. So White's alive. Now you need to get to the next area. So this is about, like, speed. Always being on the next thing. Next thing. Next thing. You could technically try to poke the eyes out here. And then surround. And if White just is all nice like this, White's dead. So White has to resist somewhere, which means you get to attack. Okay. So your opponent is evaded, so now we have another target. So surround. That is a pre-peeped 1-point jump. This is okay, because you're technically also making a base, and bases are great. But, ooh, interesting. Cool. Okay, defense, defense. This one. Slightly better, because it's also counterattacking, and everything's connected. There is no way to save that cutting stone. Whoops. Whoops. Cut and go problems. This is my theory. I think you have a lot of textbook knowledge, but not a lot of game experience. Am I correct? Yeah, less than 100 games. Lots. You've known how to play for quite a while, though. And you probably have read books or watched lectures or something, but you're lacking game experience. Oh, correspondence. Ugh, that doesn't count. Correspondence is great for fun, but it will not help you improve. Does not help you improve. Yeah, I think probably you just need more game experience, because right now you're missing simple things, but you have like all these advanced Josekis. It's like really unbalanced. Okay. What is your argument for correspondence? Okay, I'm going to say right now you really need a lot of game experience with cutting points. So you need like middle game practice. 9 stone games with stronger players can really get you a lot of practice very quickly. It is very painful to go through, but it does teach you a lot about fighting. And you probably want like 100 ranked games. But your textbook Joseki knowledge seems okay from just this game, but the middle game stuff is getting cut a lot. And hopefully you find that helpful.
Review started.
I just want you to understand that, like, I don't mind having a debate, and I don't really think that you disagreeing with me is necessarily a bad thing or anything. So I don't want you to feel like I'm about to, like, smash you or something because I think you're wrong and blah, blah, blah. So it's okay if you don't agree with what I say. In my opinion, I do not think correspondence will help you very much. There's a couple reasons for it. In my experience, I found a lot of people spend less times per move than they would in a live game, simply because they have like 20, 30 correspondence. So they'll open it up, click that one, click that one, click that one, like 20 times in a row. Additionally, you want the game experience to give you experience on stuff, right? You need to like know how certain things happen. And it's too long to gain that experience. It takes just way too long. One game takes like a month or more. So in my opinion, it is so slow to gain that experience that it's just not worth it. I just don't think it's effective enough to matter. That is my opinion. If you are willing to take your time on each game, if you have like 20 something games and you spend like a minute or two on each one, it can help you with your overall analytic. But usually I have found that the problem is less about your ability to make a plan and more about your ability to keep your plans consistent. This is because when you're playing a live game, you don't come back to it with a clear mind. You already have this idea and you need to adjust every single move instead of leaving and coming back. So to me, it works on an ability that doesn't really transfer, but also, yes, I do agree that getting a position and then analyzing it, if you take the time, is a thing that you are developing. I still think it's too slow to matter. But I do understand and slightly agree with your point about it can help that. I just think it takes too long. And it doesn't quite transfer, in my opinion, because most of the time it's bad mental habits rather than your analytical ability. Okay, so we are 25Q. So immediately, I want open corners first. Do you know why? Oh, you're white. Okay, okay. Sorry. I don't know why I just jumped to black. Okay, open corners first. Don't worry about their weird stuff. Unless they touch you, don't worry about it. Okay, open corner. Yeah, usually the barriers in ranks, so like, for example, the 20Q barrier, there's a 17Q to 15Q barrier, then there's the 13 to 10Q barrier, then there's the 7Q barrier, a 5Q barrier, and a 3 to 1Q barrier. And then I think there's a 3 or 4 dan barrier, and I think a barrier at 7 dan, 8 dan, and I don't know beyond that. Usually the barriers are mostly mental habits. Mental habits or practice habits. But it's all on you. It's all really you more than tactics. Now, that's not to say there aren't tactics you need to learn, but I think the tactics you learn at every single level, but it's not what creates a barrier that really makes it difficult to pass. I think the barriers are mostly discipline and mental habits. Don't play 5-5. 4-4, 3, third line or fourth line. Yeah, I think that's similar to what Herv just said as well. But I don't think that is what keeps people from ranking up. I don't think you're working on something that is holding you back, which I guess what my opinion is, it's all about efficiency, right? It's not even that I think there is nothing, even though I say that, I think it's so inefficient that I basically round it to 0. I'm saying it's practically nothing because I'm comparing it to Asians, okay, which is unfair. But if we're talking about the people who can spend 8 hours a day doing all of this stuff to improve, and we have to transfer that to people who actually have lives, like we have jobs, we have family, we have responsibilities. We have to be super efficient with the minimum amount of hours that we have if we're going to do any sort of comparison to improve. Because if you are not efficient, then you're just not going to be able to keep up with the stronger players. Just post a link. I think there are definitely pros and cons to Blitz, Ranked, Go Club, in person, blah, 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 blah. I think everything has something. Playing the game itself teaches you something. I just am a big fan of increasing the efficiency because I can't get people to spend 10 hours a week, much less 8 hours a day. So in my mind, I have 10 hours of my student's life to work with a week. How do I maximize those 10 hours to get them past their current level, which is usually Q ranks, right? So I have 10 hours to make this person get past this Q rank. What is the maximum efficiency that I can try to help them obtain? And that is why I have the opinions that I have, is that I'm looking at it from that angle rather than like yes, no questions. It's like efficiency, how to win past this rank. We don't really want the 2 space on the 4th line. So the start point makes a base doing this move or this move. We need to settle it to the 3rd line. 4th line goes down to the 3rd line to settle. Yeah, you're bringing to the center, which is nice, but you still have an open corner. You're playing middle game before the opening's done. Red flag. Psh, don't get cut. Don't get cut. Cutting points are important. Uh-oh. Now your 2 little stones, they're in a bunch of black stones in Black's area of control and have no friends. Now they're in a lot of trouble. All because of a cutting point. The number one thing that gets groups killed is these cutting points. Okay, good. Technically, you can block. Why? There's a cutting point! Because this one is a ladder. And I would actually push one more because of the end game, but ignore that. All I care about is the ladder. Can you capture the cutting stone? Which, if you guys want to improve at the Q level, there's a few ghost sets actually that I would recommend. I've been narrowing it down. And of course I'm going to show my website because Sumeco Dragon, blah, 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 blah. My point though, is there's a few things that I think are very essential to your fighting, okay? So if I was to minimize the categories, I think you need everything, but if I was to pick my priorities, I would choose connect and cut. Okay, if you're 20Q, you need capture. You absolutely need to be able to see captures. Beyond that though, connect, cut, okay? So you know the cutting points, you know your opponent's cutting points, you know your cutting points. Nets and ladders, you need to know how to capture the cutting stones, because that means you'll know if a cut works or not if you have a counter to it. And if you say, hey, this is a net, so I'm not cuttable, like I just showed you a ladder. You're not cuttable because of the ladder. If you know that, you don't have to fix it. You get more moves. So nets and ladders for capturing cutting stones. Okay. Then you need to know your basic life and death. 3 space I, if you're like 20Q. 4 space and 5 space I for double digit Q. 6 space I for single digit Q. And then making eyes is your general eye practice at single digit Q. And 5Q plus, you need to know the J group. This is the 3-3 life and death problems. Okay? Beyond that, if you can add something else, I would say add in the co category. Specifically, I would say the co's that have to do with the surrounded corner, because these are also 3-3 life and death problems in here. But I separated them into co's versus not co's. Okay? Those are the ones I think are the priorities. What that has to do with cutting points, which is the secret to attack and defense, capturing the cutting stones, and then surviving if you get surrounded. So like invasions, 3-3 invasions specifically, because they're so common, we need to know 3-3 invasions. Okay, so that is my recommendation. If you have more than that, of course do everything. Everything helps, but that I would say is the most important. I will say I also see a lot of squeeze to Suji's Mist. So down here. So these are very common. I think everyone loves the throw-in, so I don't think people mess this up nearly as much as squeeze. Because throw-ins are fun, so we like those. We know those. But the squeeze I think I see commonly messed up a lot. But it's not as prioritized as the others, in my opinion. Okay, this is blocking in-game, which is good, but defense first. Urgent before big. Also, this is bigger than in-game. This one is in-game because it's second line. You are alive, you have a base, so it's only in-game. Right now, these 3 stones are in trouble, so you need to run away. 1 space jumps are good for running because they're connected, so let's run to our friend. This is in-game. We don't need to respond to second line or first line unless it has to do with the base. Very small. You have stones without friends next to the enemy. You need to save them before they meet their end. Don't push from behind. If you need to get ahead, if you're trying to push from behind, that's not good. If you need to get ahead, it is a knight's move as soon as the cut doesn't work. And this is where the nets and ladders come in. Boom, 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 boom. As soon as the cutting point is a ladder or a net, you can play a knight's move to move 2 lines ahead instead of just pushing from behind. That is how you get ahead of it. The secret is that cutting point. Here, similar to the knight, you want to Hana. You want to expand as long as the cut is okay. Nets and ladders. Expand when you can. But, again, higher priority is you're missing the weak group and you're not playing the open corner. This is all super small right now. Hey, don't miss Ataris. Don't miss Ataris. You're on the 19x19. You can't miss Ataris. If you're missing Ataris, you need 9x9. This is a chicken move. Because this is not a cut because it is a tiger's mouth. Your eye space is this big. All you need at this level is 3 spaces, okay? 1, 2, 3. That is all you need for eyes. You have a bajillion. You don't need to worry about eyes. I've been wondering how my opponents get trapped in the beginning of ladders. It's not that I'm missing them, it's that I'm not setting them up. Can you answer how the top right is not guarded by the stone at O13? Okay, first the ladder thing. When you're moving around the board, you're doing it with certain shapes. Those shapes are good or bad for certain reasons. Usually it's because they are cuttable or not cuttable, or they don't have good liberties, or they do have good liberties. So it has to do with liberties and connections. Okay. Beyond that, it's probably distance, the amount of lines it moves, while also staying connected or keeping liberties. And then when you say, I'm moving in a way that has good liberties, like a knight's move or something, and you say there's only one hole, it's, hey, I want to play a knight's move, but I need to watch that cut. I know a knight's move and a hane are cuttable. So I have a tactic to handle the cut so I can play it because it's faster than a one space move like a Nobi. Okay, so it's faster if you have this counter. So the idea is less about setting it up and more about I'm moving in a way that I know is okay because of this tactic. If my opponent leaves me an opening, then I can take advantage of it. But it's less about setting it up and more about you're just moving in a way that you don't trip. You're moving in a way that you have a plan. Rather than saying set it up, it's kind of you're doing something while keeping an eye on it. That's how I would think about it. Why is O13? Because it's not on the 3rd and 4th line. These 4 points are where you need to be. 3rd and 4th line. If it's way over here, it's irrelevant. Does not matter. It's too far away from the essential moves. These are essential because 3rd and 4th line is where the cache is at and also where your eyes are at. You make eyes working with the edges. Making eyes in the center is incredibly hard. It takes way too many moves. So you work with the edges. But 2nd line's inefficient. 1st line is going to die because it has low liberties. So 3rd and 4th line, that's where the magic happens. Once you've established a position on the 3rd and 4th line, a base, and you're okay, you have a base like 3rd line or whatever, then you build it up. And now you're building control from strength rather than trying to have a stone float and say, I'm going to control this area, but it has no strength. It's floating, it has no eyes, it has no support. Now, it does now because of this wall, but typically we don't start there for that reason. You need to work with the edges and have a foundation and then build your house. You need a foundation, then house. This, to me, doesn't make sense. If we're playing defense, I want connected shapes while running. One space jumps. They're great. Defend yourself. You do not have a base and you're near the enemy. You want defense. Okay. Technically, you can do a one space because you're not cut just yet. Atari, connect. So now I move 2 lines left instead of 1 line, but I'm still connected. Okay, move faster than 1 at a time. One space jumps are great for that. It's all about making sure you're connected and moving faster. Okay, so now you're connected. That's good. That is not good. Diagonals are already connected. Learn what shapes are connected and what shapes aren't. You have A and B, so you have 2 ways to connect. Therefore, you don't need to. If black plays A, you play B. If black plays B, you play A. Therefore, a diagonal is connected. You don't have to play it until later. Okay, this is a one space jump from this stone, but as a knight's move from this stone. You want the opposite. You want to stay connected to the weak stuff to connect to the strong stuff. So maybe this is okay. And that's because the next one is a diagonal. The next one is a diagonal. So I'm setting up a connection, but that's 2 move reading, so maybe it's too much. Maybe just diagonal. Just run to the stone without getting cut. That is the idea. This one is technically a Knight's move, and Knight's moves have a cutting point, so you are cuttable right now. And you're playing defense, you don't want cutting points for defense. That does not run to your friends. You need to connect to your friends. So that. Try to get over here, or you can just connect right here. And then once you're connected to a base, then you can start attacking. You are attacking from weakness. You are not connected, you do not have eyes, and you do not have liberties, but you're trying to kill black. That is how it backfires. Okay. Also, black is alive, it has 2 eyes. Don't attack living things. I do think you probably need some practice on the 9x9. Watch the classy approach, actually. Watch the classy approach. Whenever you feel that you have these concepts down, then move up. It's kind of like leveling up, right? So I really think there's like 2 or 3 concepts on the 9x9. And it's not that the 19x19 can't be done. Like, I started on the 19x19, but it's because I didn't know what I was doing. I think it's a lot more efficient to start 9x9. I died with every stone on the board in my first game. I don't think that's the most efficient way to learn. But 19x19, you have like 10 things that you have to learn all at once. Wow, cool. 9x9, you have like 2 or 3. 30x13, you have like 2 or 3. And the 19x19, you have 2 or 3 in addition to those other 6. So 9x9 is like 10 things, or 19x19 is like 10 things all at once instead of just 2 or 3 things all at once. In my opinion, do what you have fun with. If you're having fun with 19x19, you don't find it overwhelming at all, then maybe. But you're going to have several concepts that you cannot mess up, or it will just, your game will fall apart. One of those is not missing Ataris. So if you bump your head like this and immediately get pushed to the edge, then you're missing a concept, which is run from the edge, not to the edge, and don't get trapped. You need liberties. Attack with liberties, not with low liberties. Don't miss Ataris. Yep. In my opinion, I think I've put everything that you need to get started in that playlist. I spent an entire year, I think, working on it, and it's 50 hours long, so I apologize. But the 20Q section is only like 2 hours. It's like 5 videos that are 30 minutes each. But it's just one video at a time is 30 minutes until 19x19. So, do with it what you will. I put a lot of knowledge into it, but I also know a lot of things, so it's a little bit long. Sorry for how long it is. But there's a lot in there, I think, that you can just learn. And it's free, so all it requires is your time. Yeah, and hopefully you find that helpful.
Review started.
And shout out to the lesson bundle right up there. I do teach Go for a living, and I am raising funds for a tournament. So I'm hoping to try to sell 3, maybe optimistically 4 bundles by February. It is January, yeah? Yeah, it's January. Okay, just checking. I had to recall what time of the year it was. It's the first week of February is the Midwest Open. And yeah, if you are interested in getting lessons, I think it would help us both out. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go to the restroom real quick, and then we'll come back and review this game. Alrighty. Fun fact, I played this black opening for like 2 years. 2 years straight, I played it. One more. Make sure they can't turn in Sente, and then you can Jiniki. Actually, you could even pincer and keep up the attack. But one more, so that way they can't turn in Sente. Like that. Not a huge deal, but it's just nicer for you to not give them that. Perfectly fine. No, this one you can just empty triangle. Because here you have these 2 points. Here you do not. So here the empty triangle is better. The only reason we're even responding though is because we need the base. Bases are important. Okay, so this is no different. Your opponent messed up. There's a couple ideas here. First and foremost, I would take the base of this heavy group. Yeah, in my opinion, star points are not very good below 5Q. Just in my opinion, but I think I would have a lot of people with pitchforks and protest signs if I say that too often, that star points are not good. Because everyone loves their star points. But I have seen a lot more success in my students playing 3-4 points. Until 5Q. At 5Q, we finally start learning the center enough that star points are good. This is a nice follow-up because it takes the base. This isn't technically bad. Bat said, did Bat say the same thing? Okay, surround here is good. Careful though. Opposite. Really? He said the star points are better. Crazy. Okay, I like this jump. Okay. Don't know why you're going here. This is the approach. This one would be the base, but you don't have a base, so you wouldn't do it. So I'm not sure why you went here specifically. Do you know the response to this? It's not a base if it has an open skirt. If your opponent can just jump in, it's not a base. You're mixing up a shape. This one is here. Tiger, tiger. You're thinking of the shoulder hit. The difference is white's on the inside of the cut instead of the outside of the cut. That is the difference. Also, shoulder hits are flexible because they can run to the center. Here, you said this was your base. Different purpose, different shape. But this one's okay if you know this move. However, you do have to sacrifice that stone again. But it keeps your access to the center. It is expensive though. So typically we don't do that. I think just jump. That's not a moyo. We don't really care about that, so yeah.
Mountain 2-0 just followed.
Mountain 2-0, thank you for the follow. Good, take the base. Good. Good. Touch Nobi, very good. This is okay. It's only one eye, so I would just keep surrounding, but it's okay. Block, good. Surround, very good. All right. Oh, that one's too much. Just go here. It's an Atari, so it's okay. Don't know what that does. Don't respond to that. That's a false eye. 90% of this was perfect. You can go here. It's a little bit more powerful, but it's also a little bit more complex. But either way, the point is to surround. You can even double Hane. Like that. As long as you're surrounding, I don't really care. This is a false eye for white, though. Don't worry about it living. Who cares if it lives? You just want the surround. Living is their problem, not yours. Don't respond to the Atari, because that's also a false eye. Cut. They played a cuttable shape when they're playing defense, so it's a chance. Yeah, you're caring too much about the eyes. That's what you're doing wrong. You were doing perfect, and then your moves started not being correct, and it's because you started targeting the eyes instead of just surrounding them. Surround comes first. Okay, stay alive. Okay, white's alive, so just move on. Here's nice. Look at that. Blocking your base would be nice too. Can shoulder hit. You're technically alive, I think. Let me check. Okay, so if they do this, that is pretty easy. So the only thing we have to worry about is that. Here, 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 dead. Okay. Here, 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 Seki. No, it's dead. Huh. Okay, you're right. This one's better, though. That way you have the IAT one. Okay, okay. Yeah, okay, okay. Good. Big framework. I think you had good judgment. My glance thought I was alive, but of course in the game I would read it. So in the game you have to read it. Yeah, okay. Good. Good. Surround. 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 Yep. Nope. Keep surrounded. I mean, if you think it's already surrounded, maybe. Yep, yep, yep. Okay. Uh-oh. No, 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 no. Gotta say... Oh, wait, wait, wait. Sorry, I don't know why. I just hallucinated that was cut. Ignore me. Oh, my gosh. I just hallucinated. Okay. Oh, my gosh. I can't believe I did that. You can Atari first. Oh, wait. It's just dead. It's just dead. Oh, hey, that's two. Interesting. Lots of dead stuff. Hey, you did pretty good. Yeah, yeah. Surround the weak group. Let them die. Like, they are better at killing themselves. You just surround. That is your job. Their job is to live. Okay. Yep. And hopefully you found the review helpful. Alright, who am I reviewing for in this one?
Review started.
White. What anime is that? I don't know that one. Or maybe it's a manhwa. Genshin Impact. Oh my gosh, it's everywhere. It's freaking everywhere. Okay. Sorry, I don't play it. It's one of those things that became so popular that I just didn't want to. Kind of like Minecraft does now. Like once it reaches a certain popularity, you're just like, I don't want to. I've already been overwhelmed and I haven't even played it yet. One space jump is how you make the base here. Don't ignore approaches. It gets you in trouble. You could have pincer as well. Why does no one want this jump? It's not bad. Like, it's pretty good. It's pretty valuable. Watch your cut. Watch your cut. Watch your cut. Watch your cut. Okay. 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 It's good. Connect. Really good for you. Really good for you. Block. Yep. Yep. Block and a block. 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 Okay. Cool. Fun fact. If you have this line, you have 40 points of territory. Because it's 19 plus 19. So it's just 38, but you can round it to 40. You have 40 points if you just seal the whole side. It is very expensive for your opponent to give that to you. Okay, they have to get 40 points out of this, and they do not. It is very difficult to make up those 40 points, so usually we do not let that happen. Very good for white. No, keep your 40 points. You're winning. All you need is 60 to win the game. Mega base. Mega base. Bases are your friend. Bases hold your hand while you win the game. Not having a base, you get pushed off a cliff because Go hates you. Aw, you lost your 40 points. Now you only have like 30 maybe. A. You're attacking black without a base. That's how things backfire. You just ignored a pincer. Stay connected. You're not playing defense at all. So if your opponent counterattacks in any way, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Touch Nobi. Nope. Touch Nobi. Touch Nobi. Also touch Nobi. Touch Nobi. Lots of touching going on. Don't ever do this move. This move is super bad. This kick has a lot of problems at the 3-3 point. Now, it's playable. We can squeeze it. We have tactics for it, yada yada. But there's a lot of potential future moves. You play this, you have now killed every future move in here, as well as fixing your opponent's liberties. They have lots of liberties now. All you gained for it was like maybe 1 point max, probably less than 1 point. So it is a very negative exchange. So very, very not good. Don't push that. You want to surround like this or something. After you gain influence, you can start thinking about it. But like until you've completely surrounded this corner, don't think about it. So like this, don't ever do it. You don't have the ladder. You're gonna die. It's tiger's mouth. Watch your cutting points. Okay, your opponent has to... Just fix. If they're like, hey, I'm never going to attack you. If your opponent hands you like a sword and shield before fighting you, you want to take it. Okay? That sword and shield will be very helpful. After a certain level, this is the response, but like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Just not be dead is very helpful to winning a fight. That also has a cutting point. There's a peep and a cut. So you are not understanding cutting points. And your opponent is not punishing you for it. Uh-oh. There's a punish. There's a punish. That's expensive. That's a dozen points. Here's another dozen points. 2, 4, 6, 8, plus you lost 1, 2-ish. So okay, it's like 10 to 12, but still, yeah, practically a dozen points. That doesn't do anything. Go problems. Go problems. Yeah. Just do this. It's the same thing. Don't lose the extra stats. You don't need to. Connect. There's another dozen. All right, you've lost 30-something points. Okay, you have gained about 8 or 9, but this has been a negative 20-point exchange. Don't play that dot. I don't know why, but this is like a Q magnet. Okay, this little dot right here. It's like a black hole for Q moves. Don't play that dot. Okay, what you're supposed to be thinking about is you have a framework on the right that looks like that. You need to make it bigger and then come around. That is what you want. The dot is usually not the move. So a cap here, a Nobi here, Knight's moves are really nice for building. But typically this is in the very center, so you have an opening on both sides. The center is usually, the center of the framework is not how you seal the framework. It's also not how you make a base. It's very symmetrical, but it's typically the worst move that you can do, is this very center of it. You need to build up an edge and surround. So like Knight's moves and stuff. This is neither. It doesn't do nothing. I won't say it does nothing. It's positive value. But it's almost never the right answer, and people love this little dot. So I'm very strongly opinionated about this dot. Okay, this is good. You're good. Well, come on. One more. Okay, now your opponent's cut. You are getting cut too, though. That's annoying. Who's getting cut faster? I want to say black. I don't know. Hard to say. Just not be dead. How about that? Let's just not get cut. Okay. Defense first. Don't activate a cut when your opponent controls the area. Save it for later. You don't. This one, your opponent controls this section of the center, right? So it's a square. We go square, square, star point, star point, star point, star point. Okay. Black has the stones in this area, so black controls the square. So we want to save this for later when we have support. Okay, good running. That is not a net, so this is cuttable. Atari. Maybe try to get a peep. This isn't 12Q, I don't know. Try to get a peep so you have that extra stone. Now it's a ladder. Now you can Hane. Free Atari. Alright, now we need to go fix this again. There's a Tasuji right here. I don't know if you know this, but you're gonna die if you keep going this way. You can Hane right here too. I say die, you're gonna just lose this area if you don't get it blocked. Touching moves are Sente. Touching moves are Sente. So your Tengen has died, and you got nothing out of this. This was yours. Or you controlled it at least. Don't try to kill. As soon as you try to kill, that's when you die. Just surround it. Just surround the group. Look at that profit, that juicy, juicy profit. Killing stuff is really hard. If you don't kill this, you're going to lose a ton of points. So it's a big gamble. Killing is gambling. I would just walk in. I would just destroy this. I'm not going to die. That's not what you do. Okay, so if I just go here, 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 here. Okay, I've destroyed this. This is a false eye for now. I do have half an eye here, which means I can get one real eye right here. Eye and a half right here, actually. So all I need from over here is one eye. And I've destroyed all of your position. And I just need one eye. If this lives, you're going to lose everything. And it's one move from life. It can live literally at any time. Oh, there's that. Uh-oh. Oh. Now you've lost the left and the right trying to kill this. Why do we care about this? Why is that important at all? We were in the middle of a dragon fight. And you just... What? Why? Why is this important? Why is this important? Squeeze. And kill. Ah. Yeah, but you did too. Because you're still not done attacking black. So you both got distracted. This is why correspondence games are very sketch. Because you completely forget what your plan was. I don't like it. Alright, now we're back over here. Black has died again, and now we're back to trying to live over here. Back to our regularly scheduled dragon. That's not Sente. That's not Sente. Yes. I might be wrong. Maybe it's just fine to live. I'm trying to kill. Why am I trying to kill? You have to do this to take the eye. And then there's a ko, and you just try to make life. And then there's a ko, and then you die if they do that. So you have to fight a ko. So maybe just don't do it. Maybe just live. Have we thought of not trying to kill? That's not a Tsuchi. That is a cuttable knight. Okay, but hear me out. Hear me out. If this is dead, I don't care about that group. That's enough to win the game. So if the entire game is won if I kill this, then I'm just going to kill it. I'm not going to bother saving something else. I don't need to win by more, I just need to win. Why is black fighting a ko? Black can literally live at any time. But I guess you want to kill this because you're going to lose. Maybe. Probably. Top left being dead is not helpful. This is almost not Sente. The reason is if you attack the tail, but I kill this in exchange, if this is dead, then depending on the score, it might be worth it, but I would have to count. If we were gonna live, why didn't we live a while ago? We could have lived at any time. Nope, you're gonna die, you're gonna die, you're gonna die, you're gonna die, you're gonna die. I think you forgot you were dying. The top right is bigger. Don't lose points with cutthroats, guys. This is why I don't like correspondence. Like, this is so random. This is so random. Don't get cut. Okay, bases and cutting points. I think you just keep losing positions. The left and the right, you completely lost everything you had there. Trying to kill something that ended up living. You're gambling too much. It's way too much. Just win by surrounding groups. They can live with 2 points as long as you make 20. It doesn't matter. 20-point profits are much better than 0 profit if they live. It's too risky. Okay. Hopefully you find that helpful. We have time for one more review, if someone would like a game review. And shout out to the lesson bundle. I am trying to sell a few bundles in order to go to the tournament, the Midwest Open tournament in February. So if you would like that, I can help you improve and then also play in a tournament. Who would like a game review? Game review. I don't know why. My nose has been running all day today. But I have no idea why. No one want a game review? It's free. It's free from the Class C. Okay, what about questions? Sure, that's fine. Exercise. Alrighty. Just TLDR note, or not TLDR. Some sort of note. I can't think of the word for it. I am incredibly sarcastic, so therefore, do not take anything that I say personally. Hold on, I want a 9x9. All right, this will work.
Review started.
Okay. Time to learn. In my opinion. we're starting with this one. In my opinion. This is technically the second best move, and this is the first best move on Tengen for reasons. But either way, this is like the best move on 9x9. This is the best on 9x9. But in my opinion, I would start in the corners because the skill transfers up to 19x19 and Tengen does not. So I would start on one of these 4 points because the tactics transfer upwards. Okay. Good. Open corners first. Okay. You are letting white come under, though. Okay, you have touched and your opponent ignored. That means they have 3 liberties, so it's a stone that you can attack. Touch equals Nobi, because you've lost liberties. So if they don't, you can now try to trap it against the edge. Or, if that one's too dangerous, you can threaten to trap them against the edge while blocking points. And then you can come back and respond. Because that means you get to block in Sente, which means forcing. Okay, they touched. Okay, so now you can threaten again while trying to push the border, maybe even Atari, block, and all of a sudden you've pushed, and you get more. Your opponent is letting you bully something for profit. They're not playing defense. So it is an opportunity for you to make a positive exchange rate. Okay, this is a net. Very, very good. There technically is another one here. But it's okay. I don't care about you playing perfect. I care about you following the basics. Capturing the cutting stone, very good basic. Over capturing the cutting stone, not a good basic. It's already dead. You're probably worried about this Atari, so you can actually fix it this way. Don't overkill the cutting stone. Ooh, nice catch. Nice catch. It's already dead. Don't need to. Don't overkill. You lose moves. It's very difficult to get the timing right, but when you're like looking over the game, you don't really care about what the perfect move is. You want to find stuff that you understand. So for example, if it's already captured, don't try to capture it again. Like that, or like that. Now capture it, or even block. And they have cutting points. And then you can Atari. And then you can block, or you can push one more, and then block. Booda booda boom. Because you don't have to do things until it becomes necessary. Okay. This one's a little tricky to understand, but we are in game now, which, because we're on the first line, pushing the borders at the end of the game, right? Endgame happens really, really fast in number 9. The endgame concept is a bit difficult to understand, but the idea is push in Sente, push in forcing, okay? What that means is I'm pushing the second line border, because if I don't, my opponent goes here and pushes mine, right? So I'm pushing the second line border while putting the stone into Atari. So it's Sente. I'm blocking the second line border while threatening to capture you. So it's Sente. And then I'm going to push while threatening more pushes. So it's mostly Sente. But this one is Gote, which means you lose the initiative. If you push right here, white Ataris, you have to fix. Now white gets to go first. So you want to keep Sente as much as you can while pushing the borders. But it's difficult. Can black 5 leap in? 5? Here? Oh, in the branch. Got it. You can try, but no. If you are wanting to play in this top side, when there's no cutting points to break in, everything's blocked. If there's a cut to break in, use the cut. The cut's way more powerful. But if there's no way to break through the cutting points, but you want to place a stone in here, go for it. You need to learn why it does or does not work. And you're not going to learn without doing it. So if you don't know how to kill a stone in there, you can go in there and try to live. That's how you learn. Stop trying to play perfect AI moves and learn. Knight's move or monkey jump? Typically not with the second line cut. I understand what you're trying to get at, but typically you don't try that with the second line cut. Now, not saying it's impossible. Let's see. So obviously you can't Hane because that activates the second line cut. And if I go here, and I go here, then I can't block because, no, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. And you can't go here because of the second line cut. So I don't think it changes anything by doing it or not doing it. It's literally the same, I think. Because you can't really gain another point. 3 is here instead of on the first line. But white gets to Atari, so you lose the point anyway, so it doesn't really change anything. But the point is that second line cut is what makes the difference. Alright. Need to learn how to not do that. Our opponent did it, but we need to make sure that we're not doing it too. Missing Ataris is something you have to stop doing ASAP. If you miss an Atari, you are not ready for bigger boards. But black didn't, I'm saying white did. Chance! Nice catch. Good job. Good job. Oh, you're missing second line cuts. A and B are both second line cuts. So, technically, you can go ahead and cut right now. Second line cuts are trapping stones against the edge when they work. Okay, that's a shape you need to learn on the 9x9, is these second line cuts. Very useful. This one threatened a second line cut, and your opponent ignored, so you can cut right here. Second line cuts are a very essential shape. Now, in addition to that, there's a cut right here. Puts these 3 into Atari, and then you cut right here, which traps the stone against the edge. Second line cuts. Yeah, so it's Atari's first, then second line cuts, then 13x13. Okay, this is something I want you to take away from this. You don't have to finish the capture until the very end. Okay? You are losing moves because you could be doing other stuff and gaining more value. But you keep trying to remove the stones before they need to be removed. You're not in any danger, so therefore you can do it later. So do it later. You've done that 2 or 3 times, I think. So you've lost 2 or 3 moves over capturing. Don't overkill. Overkill loses moves. Overkill loses moves. Oh, you guys didn't see it. Okay. Second line cuts. With that, hopefully you found it helpful and educational. All right. We have a few minutes left. So Q&A. Who has questions? Concept questions, study questions. Cool. And also shout out to the lesson bundle. I am trying to sell a few lesson bundles, so if you are interested in me doing a deep dive with you over call, looking into your games, you can get lessons by clicking the lesson bundle pinned above. Well, I'm saying up, but I guess it's actually that way and up for you guys. How do you improve without the play? It's 90% play, 10% study. So technically, you're 90% of the way there if you're just playing lots of games. So you can technically improve just by playing. Now, if you're not playing like 10 games a day, learning some concepts and then practicing those is a little bit more efficient. But technically, if you're not playing like 5 games to 10 games for every concept, then you're not really mastering the concept. Okay, how do you learn them? I think 15 is much better than 2. Now, you need to learn from your losses, but 2, I would say, is better when you're like 5 Dawn plus, maybe 7 Dawn plus. I would play 10 games a day at 19 on 18, 10 games a day if I wanted to get from 5 Dawn to 8 Dawn on Fox. To get to 8 Dawn on Fox, I would play 10 games a day for a year. And then I would try to learn from my losses. Learn like one thing from every loss. Learn a concept, try to master it, practice it for like 5 games. I'll play like I'll try to learn an opening or something, and I'll play the AI. I was playing the AI. I had 3 different AIs on the AI Go board, and I played the opening that I wanted to learn against each one several times over. Got some ideas of what Josekis were going to happen. Then I got on Fox and played like 10 to 20 games, just trying to figure out what the Joseki choices were, what the timing of which move was. So I spent maybe 30, 40 games just to learn one opening that I wanted to learn. And even then, I still think I could have done a lot more. That was just one thing that I wanted to learn. Like, I just wanted to learn, like, the Josekis, the direction of play, the timings. And I played it, like, 20, 30 times. So, like, imagine, like, if I wanted to learn all these other concepts. I think the best thing to do is maybe have one opening thing that you're learning, one middle game thing that you're learning, and one end game thing that you're learning. And try to play 5 to 10 games while just focusing on those. And then, once you feel like that you've done that decently well, change to the next one. So maybe your opening you think you have down, then add one more concept. So maybe I know the kick Joseki, but now I need to learn the jump Josekis. So I'm going to kick and then jump. So we've added on more things to keep up with. And just we add on one thing at a time. And if you start failing because it's hard to keep up that many concepts, go back down to this first one, the higher priority ones, which is the first ones, work your way back up. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I like Fox. Like, he's don't even talk. I remember it was very, very common to have conversations in the middle of a game at double digit queue. But the stronger you get, the less commentary that actually happens. So basically, I don't think I talk in games hardly at all. Lately, I haven't talked in games like at all. Usually, it used to be like you would say hi, have fun, or have a good game, and then you would say thank you for the game at the end. It was common courtesy. But as the internet has grown and more people have joined, it's become less and less important. So at this point, you can just play without chatting at all, and it's fine. Yeah. I don't like how OGS doesn't have a guest. I was very annoyed that you cannot play as a guest on OGS. Because I get on chess.com and I was playing on chess.com or whatever. And then I was like, all right, now let's get on OGS and compare the new user experience. And I was like, the new user experience sucks. Like, I can't find a game. I can't register or chat or do anything without signing up. And then even when you do sign up, it starts you at 12Q instead of 20Q. I'm like, this is a terrible experience. If you're a brand new player to the game and you start on OGS, you're going to just get destroyed for like weeks and just not even understand why. I do like that they have the bots though. For brand new players. Yeah, 2 Don, OGS, 6 Don Fox. But I'm about to fall to 5 Don. I'm about to fall to 5 Don. I mean, it's relative. It's always relative. I mean, it's mostly to teach you the rules. It's not really going to teach you any strategy. Just, it helps you understand how to place the stones and what captures look like. Yeah, I'm all over the place. I believe I've said this before, but I don't think you can't learn on the 19x19. I think it's more efficient to start on 9x9. I think 9x9, you need to learn captures, second line cuts, how to push the borders and finish the game. 13x13, you needed 3-3 invasions, you need to learn the 3 space eyes, like the where you play in the center, side eye and corner eye, and a little bit more about pushing the borders, a little bit more in game, and then 19x19. Those are pretty much what you need from the small boards. And then on 19x19, once you know all of those, you can add on like Joseki's extensions and stuff like that. Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it's not quite, but yeah. Adios. Thanks for stopping by. So the area that you surround, you can imagine, is more stones that you own. So you're technically surrounding area and adding it to the stones that you have, but yeah, it's same concept. It's the same thing. You want to surround as much as you can and then add it all together, and that is how you get more. But it is not getting the most, it's not getting the most stones that you can. It's getting more than your opponent. It's getting more points than your opponent. It's about exchange rates, not about making points. If I make 10 points, you make 10 points, cancels out. I make 5 points, you make 0 points, I've gained. I'm up 5 points. There's a big difference. Yes, efficiency. If you're also wanting like to know about small boards, check this out. Like I literally went through showing examples of my ideas of what you need at each step. So 9x9, I talk about like second line cuts, and I show examples of how to finish the game. The first video, I literally die because we don't know life and death at that level. We play the freaking bot that killed us. But the point is, like, you play in the corner, spread out, blah 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 blah. So that playlist is actually me going through playing 5 9x9, 5 13x13, and then we start on 19x19. Check this out. On SumegaDragon.com, I added a way for beginners or for people to play games now. So when you go to play a game, it starts you on Squishy Go. It's literally get stones on the board. There's no area. There is no territory. The object of the game is to get more stones on the board. It will not count anything. You literally have to fill your area to get the stones on the board. You just don't get captured while you're filling it. That is the trick. Okay, and now we just start filling the area. And it passed. I could keep going just to maximize the score, but it passed, so I'll go ahead and pass because I have 7, they have 6, I win. Yeah, it's free. I am using someone else's tool. I want to cite that in the bottom left, you can see powered by Pyugo. My site is using their tool. Additionally, if you click play online and you have friends, this is the Kids Go server, so it links to the Kids Go server built by OGS, and you can play with your friends against easy bots or with your friends. This one is the same game, but you don't count the stones. You count the area. Same strategy though. You can play bots and you can play with your friends, but there's not really anyone to play if you don't get on at the same time. There's never anyone on. But it's great if you want to play with a sibling or something. You can play on a 9x9 with a friend or sibling, and it's kid friendly. Kids Go server. Then beyond that, you can get on OGS. If you really can't, if you really master these and you're okay, the AI is now too weak, then go a step further and go to OGS. But I felt that this was a much better introduction. And I'm not talking about people who are strategic from the start. I know how to play chess. I'm going to go learn how to play Go. I'm talking about someone who is playing video games and playing Pokemon, and they're oh, I will try that out. that person is not going to be immediately inclined to read or play a black and white game when they have all these flashy colors in their video games. So it's to make an easy introduction for like kids or adults who don't play Go or strategy games, but helps them visually understand what is happening and maybe make it interesting for them. I learned from him watching Hikaru no Go as well. That's how I found out about Go. So I watched Hikaru no Go. I was like, this looks cool. I am a child who wants to be a protagonist. I'll play this too, and I'll be just like Hikaru. It was a lot more successful, I will say, than trying to be Goku from Dragon Ball Z. It was a little bit easier to do. Now, I'm not as talented as Hikaru, but I was able to get much further in my journey as a protagonist in Go than I was in, like, Dragon Ball Z. Just saying. From a child's perspective, I had a little bit better time trying to do one over the other. But man, I would have enjoyed being that Super Saiyan. Maybe. Would you call two children throwing a bunch of white sheets all over the furniture and throwing pillows on the ground and putting all of the white sheets over the pillows to make a hyperbolic time chamber to quote-unquote train in for probably 1 hour? Would you call that trying? That is what we did when we were little. That was our objective, to become a freaking Super Saiyan or something another. We would watch Dragon Ball Z, get really excited about an episode, and then try to do it ourselves.
Hypersonic lion tamer.
Dude, when he taught Videl how to fly or whatever, and she like pulled the energy out, we sat there for like 2 or 3 days trying to get our energy out of our stomach. It didn't work. We weren't very talented at it. Like I said, I had a lot more time as a protagonist in Go than I did in Dragon Ball Z. It probably also helped that I was much older. Maybe that had something to do with it too. My age.
Yes, totally. Not the fact that you are a human, where physics exists.
Hey, Krillin was a human too. He got very far. Humans, no excuse. Alright, so I'll go ahead and wrap it up here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. There's only one viewer. Are they actually... They are not live. Someone said, hi, Paige.
Hi.
Okay, it's only Bats live now. Alright, time to give Bats even more viewers. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Don't forget to check out the lesson bundle above, and I will see you guys next time.